before conquering the galaxy. The Rakata were amphibious hunters on Rakata Prime, dwelling in coastal caves. Their unique trilobed brains made them naturally force-sensitive, allowing them to psychically dominate local predators. Early carvings showed they worshipped the dark side as a living storm that rewarded cruelty. When tribal wars erupted, the victors didn't just kill enemies. They ate brains to absorb their force essence. This cannibalism became their first technology. By consuming force-strong victims, they gained temporary power surges. But everything changed when the Qua arrived in advanced race, who saw potential in these violent telepaths. The pacifist Qua made a fatal mistake in 35,000 BBY. Believing they could civilize the Rakata, they taught them about anti-gravity and energy shields, but withheld hyperdrives. The Rakata repaid them by dissecting Qua scientists to reverse engineer their tech. Using stolen knowledge, they built the first pyramid ships. They were crude vessels powered by force-sensitive crystals ripped from living creatures. But their real breakthrough came from torture. By wiring enslaved Qua into navigation systems, they created organic hyperspace beacons. Within decades, the Rakata turned their teachers' tech into weapons, glassing Qua colonies with orbital plasma drills. The Qua's legacy? They gave monsters the keys to the galaxy. Rejecting mechanical computers, the Rakata pioneered living technology. Thought-controlled blasters fueled by the user's anger, flesh-harvested hyperdrives that felt star systems through the Force, pain engines converting screams into energy. Their crowning achievement was the Force Cage, a restraint system that amplified suffering to power entire cities. But their tech had one flaw: it only worked for Force sensitives. To maintain their empire, they began breeding programs, capturing psychics to serve as living batteries. The Rakata didn't build machines, they grew biomechanical horrors, merging dark side energy with screaming flesh. The Rakata's first target was the once beautiful Tatooine in 34,500 BBY. They didn't invade, they terraformed, using orbital mirrors to burn its oceans into deserts before enslaving the surviving Kamunga. Next came Kashyyyk, where they genetically altered Wookiees into docile laborers by implanting pain receptors in their brains. Each conquest followed the same pattern: destroy cultures with memory-erasing thought bombs, force-breed slaves for specific tasks, build dark side temples that drained worlds of force energy. Within 500 years, 100 worlds bowed to the Rakata, their victims rewired to crave servitude. The Rakata's hunger for weapons birthed the Star Forge. Built around Land's star, this megastructure absorbed solar plasma to 3D, print warships, used dark side energy to corrupt builders' minds, and required 1,000 sacrifices daily. Legends say its design came from a Force vision, a black hole consuming stars. But the Star Forge wasn't just a factory, it was alive, whispering to its creators to wage more wars. Its first test was the genocide of the builders, the ancient race who accidentally inspired its design. The Rakata's reliance on Force tech became their undoing. In 25,200 BBY, their Force-sensitive slaves rebelled, smuggling a psychic plague into food supplies. The plague severed Rakata from the Force permanently. Overnight, living starships died, trapping fleets in deep space. Their bioweapons turned against them, pain engines exploded, Force cages released prisoners, and the Star Forge began eating its maintenance crews. Within a year, the galaxy's most advanced empire collapsed into cannibalistic tribes, burning temples to silence the screaming machines. The Rakata's lesson? Dark side technology always consumes its creators.